couple no-tell motels in the area. You'll never believe who I just saw go into one. The lizard man himself, Kevin Simcoe.
Tell me something, Will. I'm always on the other side. What made you start using Sophie? Was it the reward money?
No, I never even think about that. Honestly, my whole life I've sort of had to depend on other people. Sophie gives me a chance to give back a little, you know, to help someone else out. Plus, when I was a kid, I really loved T.J. Hooker, so...
This isn't some law show where the good guy represents the innocent kid and everyone goes home happy. In real life, we're so backed up here, we can't even represent folks. We're turning people away. The cases we do have aren't going to trial for years.
So this kid is supposed to just live in limbo? Don't know if he can move on with his life or if he's going to get thrown back in jail? Do you know what that does to a person? It's inhumane.
Absolutely. We don't have the money or the manpower to move faster. It's like purgatory for all of us.
Mac, what do you got? Love triangle, lying, cheating. Oh yeah, I've lived this. The woman shot first, of course. She winged this guy who loved her more than life itself, but he was just half a man. And then when her other lover tried to run because he can, she killed him. So no witnesses, but we know what you did, Marie. Sick bitch shredded me.
The wife's paintings above the booths, those would leave the same exact acetone trace as the paint thinner they say he used. The cops had enough to make an arrest, barely. But the evidence is so flimsy, trust me, the DA won't file it. And they can't win, not on this science. Oral sex is a matter of taste. And one thing that really works in my favor is that I smoke so much weed that my taste buds are pretty jaded. This gives me a great deal of stamina in the tongue department. And stamina is key in cunnilingus. No, Chris. Just go.
What do you mean?
Get the fuck out of my house now! Alright? I don't care about your shit with Bulky. I don't care about Rachel and your newfound abilities. I threw a big fucking piece of my life away. And you come here and tell me that someone's following you? I will not let you fuck this up for me. I won't have anything to do with your problems. I will not be a part of it. Leave! Now!
Okay, 2 words come to mind when I think of this man.
Oh, wait, have we started?
Yeah, should we continue?
No, the first word is probably impatient because I just interrupted you.
Well, I think that's your word. My first word is magic. Something about magic. You and magic. Do you have a second word?
Oh, no. You do your thing. Start from your beginning. I don't want to take 2, you know.
Fuck Screw take 2. I like it. It goes like this. 2 words come to mind. Now I'm laughing. What an intro. I'm just going to...
Accomplished.
What?
Mission accomplished.
English, magic and breathtaking. Toby Forrest. Toby Forrest. Look at this man.
I feel like I'm almost a magician now.
Right?
Watch my breathtaking magic show.
Have you ever done magic?
No. Well, actually, I know a few little magic tricks.
Yeah.
You know, I know a couple of things. I had some friends that were magicians, and before I became a quadriplegic, I had pretty good sleight of hand. So there's a little bit of magic in my past.
Right. Would you say... you were going to say? Yeah.
Oh, and I was going to say, as a child, I firmly believed in magic and read all the, J.R.R. Tolkien and was real and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
No, what's Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit.
Yes.
Who's that? The Silmarillion. So What about in your life? If you had to think of one magic moment, what you define as magic,
Yes.
what would that be?
I don't know that this is magic in the traditional sense, but I believe in nature, right? I believe in nature, and that a lot of magic just goes straight back to like nature. That was nature. But for me, this is a very important memory because I'm in a wheelchair, and I've been in a wheelchair as of yesterday for 22 years.
Woo!
I was hurt on Memorial Day in 1998, and that is a miracle and some magic that I was survived, diving off a waterfall and shattering my fifth vertebrae and doing some drowning and dying, and was saved through the efforts of many strangers and friends. So that's magical. But for me, I've always been like, there's moments in nature that are profound. And for me, I was hiking one day, I was camping, set down my gear. I started running through the woods all on my own as fast as I could, looking for a new camp spot downhill.
Uh-oh, you froze.
Directly in my eyes.
Hey, hold on. You froze for a second. Go back. You were camping downhill.
So I was camping, and I started running downhill, and a white-tailed deer jumped in front of me, and it stared me right in my eyes, and then it started running in front of me, and I kept pace with it. So the two of us are running down, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And all of a sudden, another white-tailed deer jumped out in front of the first one. So there was all three of us in a line, and I could almost reach out and touch the tail of the one in front of me. All three of us ran down this hill for what, probably a minute or less, but felt like forever. And I got down to the bottom. They both turned their heads and looked me in my eyes and jumped over a 7-foot-tall bush and just, and what I felt in my body was pure electricity, just such excitement, such a connection with nature and the earth, and having run with these deer, and the weather was, and the light was coming through the trees, and it was as close to a magical feeling as I could get. Yeah.
The way you describe this, and you have the trees behind you with light, it feels like the deer is going to come up right behind you now.
Yeah. So the woods was my life, and that.
Oh, Toby.
Yeah. And it's transitioned. I found it on the stage, for sure. I found it through acting, absolutely. I mean, one thing that drew me to acting and performing was after my injury, I didn't know what to do with my life. I had to go back and refigure it out, and ended up taking a improv class on the advice of my wonderful departed friend, Danny Murphy.
Oh, Danny.
So Danny Murphy, for the viewers who don't know, just watch a Farrelly Brothers movie. He's in all of them. He's the guy in the wheelchair, the guy that's not in the wheelchair, the guy you didn't know is in a wheelchair, and that's the beautiful thing. But he was also my dear, dear friend, my mentor, the first guy I met out of the hospital when I got home. And
where did you meet?
Ironically enough, my dad was Danny's dentist, and his dentist one day said, hey, what are you doing later this week? And he thought, wow, my dentist is asking me out. And she said, my boyfriend's son just had a spinal cord injury and is coming home, and he would love to meet you. So he was there the day I got home from the hospital. I had no intentions of becoming an actor, but I took a class I was getting my master's in psychology, and had to portray someone with Alzheimer's, and everyone in my class said, well, you should be an actor. So then I called up Danny. I said, Danny, everyone says I should be an actor. He's like, don't do it. Don't do it. He didn't want any competition. But he also knew better. And he said, well, go take an improv class first. And I did. And immediately my improv coach was like, you need to join my improv team. And so out of my first improv class, I joined her improv team. And this group of people would carry me up a flight of stairs, 2 flights of stairs, twice a week, so that I could do shows with them. And I thought, wow, here I am, you know, a guy with a disability in a wheelchair. I'm in a new place, kind of. I had very long. And what acting brought to my life, support, and the idea that there are people out there who are willing to sort of risk themselves in order to have you be a part of the magic that they're creating. And I have found that ever since, that as an actor, you hold true to, we are creating magic together, a story together, and that it's not an individual thing. Once you find that golden nugget, it's like a wealth of treasure, because then you find the gift that other people have to give you, and all you have to do is show up, be yourself, be genuine, love the thing that you're creating.
Well, see, this is why I call you magic and breathtaking, because you have this quality that you just flow. I mean, you're so brilliant. When you were on that show with Jerry and
yes, Perfectly Imperfect.
Perfectly Imperfect with Jerry Jewell and Kathy Buckley and Mark Povinelli. And Mr. Steiner was producing it.
That's right, Mr. Mike Steiner, the producer, incomparable.
Yes. Oh, I want to let you know that we have little moments of freezing, but the story is so powerful that it's still. Are you frozen? Oh, you are frozen. Oh my God. You know, we might have to just call back. Oh, were you there again?
I'm here.
Okay. You just froze. It's like, we're going to go through this though, because this is all magic. It happens for reasons. I was thinking about our family, our extended family that we have, and it's sort of like a fire. I mean, a good fire that, you know, or a domino effect that it's just this glow that I was thinking about it today. I know that's sort of like a virtual visual of what the family is, but it's a light. It's a strong light that we have.
Yeah. Well, and for the people who don't know, or are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, for the people who don't know, you created an amazing, amazing project called My Next Breath, bringing together all types of actors of all types into a room together for an incredible experience, where not only were we able to sort of dive into ourselves, we were able to dive into each other's lives and each other's experiences. And that really was what helped form this family outside of family, this Southern California group of people who some happen to be disabled, who all have the same passion, who were brought together by you in a room and able to create memories and experiences and knowledge that would help them throughout their life and throughout their craft. And it brought all of us close together, you know, not watching somebody cry, you know, almost on a basis, just trying to improve their craft.
Wow. You see, I don't even think about that. I didn't even think that was like the little match.
Well, you and I go way back, David.
Oh, I know. I mean,
you and I go back as long as I've lived here. I think within my first 2 years is when I worked at a place that was modifying homes for disability, and we had a showroom, and I was acting, and I said, well, why don't we have classes in this showroom? And someone just said, oh, you should talk to David Zimmerman. He's an acting teacher. And I said, okay, well, in touch with David Zimmerman, the nicest, sweetest guy in the world. who was passionate about this acting class. And we had acting classes, I think once a week, in accessible design, which was what it was at that moment. And then Angela, I was able to bring Angela in and meet you. And that was her first sort of spot back in, you know, amongst actors and doing her thing. And so I'll take a little bit of the credit for bringing her on board.
I give you a lot of credit. It's and I go back to that, the match of how, you know, this community, these friendships, the people that we somehow get in touch with in our lives are like so giving. We're so giving to each other, but we just do it because it's part of life. It's part of living, rather than, you know, block people. There's so many people who go, oh no, you can't come into my space. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, especially, you know, coming from someone who has a disability, it's almost expected.
What's almost expected?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That to be a little bit standoffish, I guess. Protective.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So when you were younger, you loved to do a lot of sports, yes?
Oh yeah. I was on swim team. I was a gymnast. I did some wrestling, but gymnastics was really my choice.
Oh wow, gymnastics.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. And would you say you was sort of a daredevil or not?
Absolutely. I'm in a wheel reason. I was the type of person who would backflip off of your house.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I'm coming room, I'm gonna flip onto your couch. I'm gonna do like whatever is dangerous. I want to do it, and I want to do it first. Right. And the more dangerous, the better. I mean, when people say, I'm sorry this happened to you, I say, oh, no, it was time, I think. Every weekend in my life was, wow, I survived the weekend, because it was rock climbing, you know, it was skiing off cliffs. It was, you know, just doing anything you could to be outdoors in nature. Risk. I grew up in Hawaii, pretty much like Mowgli, just climbing trees every day, fearless, and also having a gymnastics background. Gymnastics coaches are tough. They're the toughest coaches I know. And I had a pretty bad accident while I was doing gymnastics. I fell off of a high bar onto my head, hurt my neck very bad, but I never said anything about it. I never did anything about it. I just sucked up the pain, got back on the bar, and kept doing it. And I think I'd probably been walking around with a spinal cord injury already from that injury and just not paying attention to it. So having the gymnastics background, having gone to military school, I went to Valley Forge Military Academy. It just like gives you you don't want to complain and you're not going to say anything type of attitude. And I was also 22, 23 when I got hurt. So I was right at the age of nothing can faze me. And if it does, big deal, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Gosh. And then you went on and you, like you said, you got to Hollywood and you started acting and you've done, I mean, the movie The Sessions. You've been on TV shows. Yeah, like Weeds, How to Get Away with Murder. I mean, yeah, really good stuff.
We're stable?
What?
Are we stable?
Oh.
I saw a little glitch.
Oh, did you see the glitch? Yes, I was not sure if you were frozen or not.
This is great for whoever's watching and catches me mid-sentence. It's just like, wow, that's an interesting face.
I know. The last face you did was, Wow.
That's the first face I also made.
Oh, when you popped
when
up.
I came out into this world.
I have to say, I wanted to show this because this is hanging up. You walk into my front door and you turn the corner, and right there in the living room is one of my favorite pieces of artwork.
That's awesome. I mean, I'm not saying it's awesome because I did it, but it's awesome that you share it. And yes, to DZ, much love.
Look at this. I mean, this is incredible.
We do what we can. For those who are looking at it, it's a man kissing a woman. Yeah. It doesn't have to be. It could be a man kissing a man for all that we know. But it's about two people connecting and how we are different. Like, we're different. We're all different. We're like night and day. But the thing about day is that we both begin and end the same. And so in the background, you can't tell whether the sun is setting or the sun is rising. And it's really about how different we are, but how similar we are in the same rights and respect. Yeah.
How long did this take you to do?
Oh, I don't know, because it was 20 years ago that I painted that. And I started painting after I was hurt, and I only did it for a short amount of time. And I stopped painting and sort of found my way back to music and found my way to acting and replaced that, whatever I can do on stage.
Right. So you do music, you do acting, you do singing, you do writing. What is your What is your preferable choice of art?
I think ultimately it comes down to the acting. I've always said that acting feeds my heart and my mind, and music feeds my soul. So when it comes to music, I don't necessarily sit down and plot it out and think about it as much. I am more like, let me learn the words and learn where it's supposed to be, or let me just come up with the words and it is, or whatever, and find where it fits. With acting, I love the process of mentally breaking down why the character is doing what they are, and then emotionally figuring out sort of why they are saying what they're saying to cover up what they're truly feeling. And that just appeals to me so much, because you don't need a canvas, you don't need an instrument, you don't need anything other than your complete self to be able to do acting. The other part is that all the other things are kind of included in there. You can do music with, you can write projects and do that. And I've been very fortunate to, as an actor, be able to put some of my music into some of my acting projects.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a show for CBS called Wisdom of the Crowd, and I was able to put one of my songs, Lizard People, into the episode because they were talking about lizard people in the episode. And I said, I have a song about lizard people. Let's see if it works. And they said, absolutely. So I was able to do that. And then Christopher Titus, who is an amazing, comedian and actor and writer and director and all the above, was able to put me in Special Unit and was able to put one of my songs in the closing credits of that film. And so it's amazing to be able to go, oh, I can marry the things that I love together. And even this year, before the COVID crisis, I was able to sneak in, almost literally, to the Oscars and be a part of the Oscar choir, singing, and probably be one of the first people in a wheelchair on that stage, and I don't know how long. But to be able to go, okay, I'm not here for the acting, but I am here for the singing, and I'm here to learn as much as I can. And
the internet went wild when everybody was like, did you see Toby? Did you see Toby on the Oscar? Just like, and we all went to the Facebook and Instagram, and there you were, and that clip of you. It was like, oh.
Well, it was a bit surreal, and I'm not someone who really gets a lot of stage fright, and I didn't that day either. Fortunately, I'm in a choir, so I don't have to do much. But my biggest thing was, can they see the wheelchair? Can they see the wheelchair? I'm raising my wheelchair up so that whoever's watching, whatever little kid out there is watching the Oscars and happens to be in a wheelchair or happens to be different or happens to think of themselves differently and can say, oh my gosh, there's someone just like me doing what I want to do. And that means that there's no barriers, that, you know, or at least the illusion that there's no barriers. So there are barriers. They're there. We're trying to break them down, from, you know, Jerry Jewell and Danny Murphy on down. People trying to just get in the room so that they can have a voice and represent a community authentically, which is all we really want.
I just listened to you and I am taking you in, and I am so blessed with my life to have friends like you and Jerry and Angela, and the list goes on, but I'm just taking it in and going, you know, I mean, I might not be where I want as a quote actor, but I don't care, because I'm in the perfect place with, you know, you have such an eloquence about you, and with your words, and then your acting, and then your music and your singing, and that coming down to it, what you said, just, it's why my heart is still beating.
Yeah. And there is something about that, David, that's very important, right? We place expectations upon ourselves. We have high expectations for ourselves, I believe. You know, I mean, my 8-year-old self is very disappointed that I'm not the president of Mars. You know, but and the fortunate thing for me, when I moved out here to do acting, I had no delusions of grandeur. I did not think that the year later I was going to be at, you know, the Oscars, winning an Oscar. I didn't think, oh, I'm going to be starring in a TV show in a year. Any of that, not at all. I thought, let me piece this out. If I want to do this for the rest of my life, let me have a life plan instead of just a 5-year plan, instead of just a year plan. And let's make it reasonable and realistic. And the other thing is, I love metaphors. I don't know about yourself, but I use them all the time. And I grew up in Hawaii, so I grew up surfing. It was my first sport. And when I started acting, I realized everyone's talking about the big break. And I realized there's no big break. There are waves of opportunity, and you catch those waves of opportunity. If someone else gets it before you, you give them the wave. But if you're on it, you ride it as best you can, enjoy it as much as possible, stay on there as long as you can. And when that wave ends, you paddle back out, you wait again, you catch another wave, you ride it in, and the process continues until you get better and the waves get bigger and the competition gets harder. So that's it. It's constantly paddling back out, waiting, being prepared for the next wave.
I love it. Thank you. Oh my God. I mean, I had some other questions, but this is, I mean, it's just so beautiful what you're saying. One more question we'll do. What brings you joy, and what are you most proud of?
Family brings me joy. My family brings me absolute joy. I've had heaven on earth days, right? We've all had them, where you're like, this is a perfect day. And I had mine not that long ago on my 40th birthday. And I got to be in a pool, hanging out in a pool with 30 of my closest family members. I'm talking my cousins, my brother, my sisters, my nieces, my nephews, and just being in a pool, and we're all swimming around playing and, you know, eating food in the pool, who cares, and just enjoying a perfect day with the people that I absolutely love. I can't think of a more joyful place than that. Yeah. And then what was the other question?
Oh, and what are you most proud of?
Wow, that's a tough one, but I think I'm most proud of my adaptability, my opportunity and I guess, choice somewhat, luck definitely, to be able to take what life throws at me and go, okay, life, you're a 4-letter word. But guess what? I'm also a 4-letter word, Toby, and I'm not gonna like let you beat me down, like no matter what. Like stuck at home, you know, through you know, trying to be a safe, responsible member of society, and you know, not contract what no one wants right now, and that's okay with me.
Yeah,
because I've been through much more, and I've seen so much more, and the ability to optimism and use up as much of it as you want because it's free is like, I feel a little lucky to have been given that perspective on life and go, hey, I don't care how difficult it's going to get, how hard things are, there's always the choice to see it in a positive light. Yeah, like you're such a positive light in this world, David. You affect everybody that comes across you, and you do it with a genuine quality, and you do it without any reservation, and you do it without any intention other than to be authentic and communicate with the person and appreciate them and bring them into your life. I mean, I can't even imagine you mad. I've never seen it. It's like,
not very often, but I could play mad. I could get down in there.
We're cut a bit from the same cloth, which is a very positive cloth.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So you are a blessing in my life, and I thank the 4-letter word for bringing you in.
Life, huh?
Life, yeah.
Used to hope and I'd pray that love would come open gray skies above. The sun finally broke on through with the words that I spoke to you. Just smile and you look my way. Every day I play the blues for you, and I know you feel the same the way I do. Every time that you smile, I can see right through you. It's over when it's all said and done, when there's no soldiers and the reptiles have won. Then they will find out their greatest mistake. The humans are a poison that the lizards just
Thank you. Hey, before we end this whole meeting, we have a little surprise. We have 2 of your biggest fans here that wanted to say hello to you because you have performed for the band Citizen, you have acted, and these loving friends and extended family want to say hello.
Uh-oh, I see the name. I see the name, so you gave it away.
I know.
Look, it is. Laura, I love you both.
Love you too.
Virtual hugs. Look at that.
Yay.
Yay. For those people who don't know, I don't know what show, when you guys came to the first show, Cities End show,
but
2010?
it was never a show without you guys. It was always better with the two of you there, supporting us, giving us feedback, giving us love, and not just me, but every single person that was ever in City Zen. You guys gave them love and gave them appreciation, and continue to today. It's remarkable. So,
Okay. Mwah.
Laura and Barbara.
Yes.
for David Zimmerman.
Well, yes. Any thoughts or questions for Toby before we head on out?
I have 2 questions for Toby. First question is, who or what inspires you?
Ooh, well, you guys inspire me, for sure. Whenever you're there, like at a show, guess what? Like, I want to do better because you guys are there. I want to do, like, it's more important. Every show it was more important because doing something for a stranger is great, but doing something for someone that is a part of your life and you love is even greater, you know? And so I always wanted to do just a little notch better. I'd be like a little nervous when Barbara and Laura would show up because I'm like, oh gosh, now I got to do that. But I will be honest with you, what has inspired me throughout the years has been kids. Little kids who, yeah, okay, little kids with disabilities. I'm not gonna lie, because when I was in the hospital, the spinal cord injury unit was right next to the pediatrics unit. Any day I felt a little sorry for myself, the kids would come in, you know, to the gym right after us, and you'd see them with balloons hanging off their wheelchairs or their halos and stuffed animals tied to the chairs and things like that, where I was just like, okay, I have no excuse not to smile. And the entertainment for me is the platform that I'm allowed to reach out to all those little kids and say, you can do this. Don't think you can't, and don't let anyone tell you you can't, because you can do this and you can do it better than me. So that inspires me, honestly.
Good. And the second question I have, and this is a real thinker, if you could, no COVID related anything, COVID's gone, okay? You could sit down for an afternoon with anyone, and you can pick 2 or 3 even, dead or alive. Who would you want to spend an afternoon with?
Jesus, Barbara?
Jesus?
Aren't you glad I haven't interviewed you until now?
Dead man's party.
What a question. But probably Jesus, Barbara.
Seriously.
No, I'm serious. Like, I really would like to get into, I mean, it's so tough because, you know, Jesus is so far removed and it can be an idea.
Yeah.
But gosh, to get a little bit of the truth out of the situation would be amazing. That would be so cool. And to be inspired by somebody by that.
Let me ask you a different way. Is there someone from your past, maybe, that you would like to sit down with again?
There's a lot of people. I'll have the chance. We're going to have a big dinner party when I get up there.
Oh, yeah.
No, we're not going down. We're not going down. We're going up. The elevator only goes up. I thought about Danny recently, just because he is someone who was so close to me and is fresher. I've had many people, I've lost many, many people in my life. Family members and friends and lots of loved ones. But to me, it would be great to talk to Danny and just say, you know, hey, look where I'm at thanks to you. Yeah, look where I'm at thanks to you, Danny.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
But yeah, it would be great just to sit down and chat with that guy. And I miss his phone calls, and I miss his dirty talk, because he was always a dirty talk. He was a 4-letter kind of guy, and but I love him to death, and he helped put me on this path, and I wouldn't change it.
Cool.
I would change it. Wait a minute. I would change it. I would take a lot more money, and I'd walk again. I'm not going to lie. I will.
Right there with you, Joe.
Cure me, go for it. I'm all for it. But if this is where I sit for the rest of life, I'm fine with that too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I love you both.
Thank
Love
you.
you too.
Thank you, Lauren, Barbara.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll see you later.
Okay.
All right. Love you guys.
Mwah.
Mwah.
That was nice.
Well, nice surprise, David. Thank you for preparing me.
Well, you know, I like throwing in surprises.
No. Is this a picture you're trying to show me?
Miss Manifestation herself. I thought I'd bring her on.
Oh my gosh, the most beautiful girl in the world.
Not.
Look at you, gorgeous.
Hi, Toby.
Hello, best friend.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I love you, Ange. It's so great to see you.
I love you, babe. What are you doing?
I'm talking with David. We've just been talking about you the entire time.
Yes, I know. My ears were burning. Oh, they were burning so bad.
Well, you know, we both had this incredibly beautiful landlord in our lives. And we just wanted to remark on how extraordinary she is.
I know. We lived in the same place, not at the same
Right.
You lived there and then I moved in. Well, no, something like that.
Oh my gosh. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic now. I mean,
now? Why now? Oh, because the quarantine's over with, people are able to go out. No.
I finally get to see some friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about right now?
You know what?
Well, we did talk a little bit about you. I'm not going to lie.
We did.
I took some credit for bringing you into David's life.
I gave him the main credit for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you coming into the class and it's like, who is that energy? This
Oh gosh.
This angel coming into the class and boom.
No.
Yeah, but we've been talking about, you know, sort of the journey and the beginning of the journey, and how do you stick with it and stay through it. And you know, Angela, you've had an incredible one. You know, starting life, ending life, starting life again. Yeah, ending it a couple more times, starting when people go like,
I forgot about those.
you've got nothing on the Terminator. Like the Terminator's got nothing on you.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
You'll be back. But for me, it was such a remarkable experience. One, to meet you in the very beginning, and to go like, oh my God, this person is incredible. And then like, oh my God, you're not doing the thing that you were put here to do right now. So
yes. When I first met you, when I met you at the Reeve Foundation.
Yeah.
I always shared that story. I go, if it wasn't for Toby, that I wouldn't have gotten into the business. And if it wasn't for him introducing me to David and then opening my house to the media access office and then getting introduced into this world, it would never have happened. We're at the Reeve Foundation. You're like, so what do you do? And I'm like, I used to model and act.
And then I was like, used to? What
yeah.
the? Why would you stop
people
doing
in
that?
Chairs can be actors.
Yeah, look at that face. And you got the body to go with it too. So.
Oh, geez, Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, then for me it was like, I wasn't even doing the classes yet. I don't think. I think you were part of
classes. Yes, you said, oh, you can be an actor. You can be a model. And you're like, you should come to my acting class. And it was at your work. And I went there with my ex.
And I think we just started.
And David was teaching.
First or second week. Yeah.
And I remember I rolled in. I was like, oh, okay.
I felt so proud that I brought you in. I was like bringing you to David, like, look what I have found. I found something worthy, very valuable. Take it, my precious.
Well, and that has blossomed into my family, my extended family.
That's right.
Yes.
And I don't know, Angela, we have differences, right? Because I don't believe in, like, I don't really believe in divine intervention or predestination or life happens for a reason.
What? This whole
not at all.
time, Toby, that I've known you, I thought we were like the same, two peas in
I
a
know.
pod.
We are yin and yang.
Yes.
Yes, I do not believe that because I feel like if life doesn't happen for a reason, then you can make at least a purpose out of it, right? So for my injury, I feel like I could have said, wow, this was supposed to happen to me so that I could have a platform so that I could inspire kids to, you know, do whatever they want with their lives. Like maybe that's it. I can look at it that way. Or I go, no, I happened to have an accident. And then out of manifestation, which you're amazing at, was able to find purpose in my life to then be able to be a voice for maybe the people who don't have one.
Are you reading my journal? You just said it just the way I wrote it in my journal. See, I told you we're the same.
Copy
Maybe
paste.
you just don't know that there's destiny, Toby. Just like I was destined to meet you.
By the way, Angela, when you came on, Toby was freezing here and there because of just different energies. You came on, boom, no more freezing.
It's because her Wi-Fi connection, personal Wi-Fi.
I know.
All my alien beings that are funneling through me. Nanu. They're like working overtime right now.
Angela, you look incredible.
I do. It's because I'm staring at you two and I'm happy.
No, this is it. It's like I'm looking into the eyes of those deer again.
No.
I know, right? This is like a love fest here. We're just like family visiting. I'm taking you guys in. I'm just like, you know, just to be here, you know.
Well,
just
thanks for
making close to you.
I'm so glad you made this happen, David.
I am too. Thank you, Toby Forrest, Angela Rockwood for joining us, surprise guest. And again, I love that this is Toby Forrest, and what's behind him? The forest. And
subliminal.
To my next breath. And your
next breath. Oh, we should all take a breath together. What do you think?
Oh, perfect. Perfect way to end.
As you're drinking.
Oh my, you're right. Then I drown. Okay. 1, 2, 3.